former Conservative advisor, Claire Purcell. So, very good morning to both of you. Lovely to see you both. Let's kick off with the Daily Mail, which covers a story which features on many of the front pages this morning, which is no big surprise. And this is the mistaken release of the asylum seeker, the same one that prompted all those protests outside the Bell Hotel in Epping, released by mistake.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely couldn't make this up, and it's no surprise that many of the papers are leading on it. As you say, this isn't just any sex offender. This isn't just any sex-offending asylum seeker. It's the man whose crimes prompted those protests. So it's just extraordinary. This hunt is obviously continuing. We have, as many people will already have seen, this incredibly clear video footage. They've got screenshots in here of the man in question, asking some people for directions before boarding a train to London. So, I mean, it really is staggering. If you were to sort of write a TV drama about the state of broken Britain, as Nigel Farage has obviously jumped in to call it, it would be considered preposterous to put this plot twist in. And of course, we have all the quotes from opposition politicians talking about saying this is disgraceful, this is breathtaking incompetence. And, you know, obviously it's hard to argue with that. Keir Starmer will be absolutely furious because, of course, this is nothing directly to do with him, but it's happened under his watch.
Yeah, he said it's totally unacceptable. The Justice Secretary, David Lammy, has said he's livid on behalf of the public. I mean, this is really embarrassing, isn't it, for the government?
Absolutely. And there's going to be a huge effort now to find out which department is going to be responsible. So the internal politics of this is an awful lot of finger-pointing. Is it going to be the prison service? Is it going to be the Ministry of Justice, the Home Office? Everybody is going to be scrambling around to look and see who is at fault. And we've seen there's one junior prison officer who has been suspended from work, but I fail to understand how one individual can be wholly responsible for releasing of a prisoner. It just doesn't work.
That's the point
like
the local MP, Liberal Democrat MP, made as well, and asking questions of the prison, because what was supposed to happen was that he was picked up and taken to an immigration centre and deported. That was what was supposed to happen, but instead was released. So, yes, a lot of questions to get to the bottom of how this went so badly wrong.
Yes, it does feel a little bit sort of Laurel and Hardy-like, you know, is it you, me, the next person in line? But immigration detention would have been ready to take this individual, and then his deportation plans would have been going on. So I think the Home Office are probably saying, this is one for the prison service, what's gone wrong? And
Shona, as you say, that manhunt continues, and the police have actually named the train that they believe he got on, which headed to London. So that search will continue today. Claire, take us to the front page of The Eye, meanwhile, and I don't think a day goes by without a headline about what might be in Rachel Reeves' budget. What's The Eye saying?
Well, The Eye is suggesting that Rachel Reeves is going to break one of the manifesto promises not to increase income tax. Now, as we say, this is purely speculation, and we've got at least another 25 days of this to go ahead before the budget takes place. But it looks like the only way to increase receipts into the Treasury is to put 1 pence on the basic rate of income tax, and that would bring in a fair amount of money into the Treasury coffers. But obviously, politically, that's going to be incredibly difficult to side off with the Labour Party backbenchers themselves, but also, I think, the rest of the country. When you have trust at an all-time low, as we saw last year in the budget, there was a promise not to increase any kind of taxes, and the national insurance contributions for employers increased. So I think people are looking at it saying, we don't really believe you. So you wonder if this is flag flying from the Treasury to see how well this lands as to whether they'll go ahead.
Well, yes, and last time round, Rachel Reeves said, I didn't want to have to raise taxes, but I didn't realise how big the black hole was going to be. Now I've taken over, I can see that. Very briefly, what do you think, Shona? Do you think that she's likely to break manifesto promises this time round?
It's really difficult to see how she can get herself out of this bind, but as The Eye points out, when you're talking about the higher rate of income tax, it's not necessarily what people would think of as the rich. You know, if it's including teachers, junior doctors, police officers, it says a lot of the people in this tax bracket do not consider themselves rich. They consider this to be normal levels of income. This is over 50,270.
We're out of time. Bit of a shorter review this hour, but you'll be back next hour. We'll have loads more time, I'm sure. Thanks very much indeed for now. Thank you.
I'm Dominic Waghorn, Sky's International Affairs Editor, covering a world that seems to be unravelling.